Welcome to the Pin Leader Podcast, where strategic leaders get straight to the topics, strengthening our awareness and sharpening our minds. The Pin Leader Podcast is produced by Gore, a production division of Mays & Associates Ltd. Find out more at www.maysassociatesltd.com. Now here is your award-winning host, Dr. Shan Gore.
And welcome back to the Pin Leader Podcast. Also, welcome to our 30th Pin Leader episode. I want to thank you so much for your support and sharing and input for the show. Our downloads have now doubled in just the last 10 episodes, and that's placing us in the thousands. Shout outs to those that are listening in 7 countries and 33 states who catch us every week. Today, we're doing a short pin moment, the power in planning. Whether you're thinking about the future of your organization, team, or for your own personal goals, there's nothing more important than understanding the power of a plan. As an expert consulting firm focused on leadership development, strategic plans, and culture building, one of the first questions I ask any organization is, if you have a plan, do you know where it is? When was the last time you looked at that plan? And most importantly, is it on paper? Responses vary, with some with very current plans and up-to-date scorecards. And others are stating their plan is in their heads. They don't know where the plan is, and they can't remember what the date ranges and the length of time. This seems basic and a must in successful organizations, but there are a number of organizations and individuals that are running day-to-day right along without them. Is that recommended? No. And solid formulas for growth have plans. Eventually, any organization who takes all business cannot sustain being everything to everybody. You need to know your market, your pricing, your product or service, where the gaps are that you fulfill, and do appropriate forecasting. Whether it's in education, service, or manufacturing, you have to know the trends. And whoever within or outside the organization is on top of that research and informing the rest of the organization. Pin leaders are sharp and strong and straightforward planners with the ability to pivot. They're not risking themselves, team members, or the organization on luck. Yes, they tap into intuition, but they plan well enough so that when they take a risk, they may be bold, but they're strategic and they minimize negative impacts and celebrate the positive ones. Appropriate planning involves a number of stakeholders, and it is important to have input from those impacted by any changes or new strategies for obtaining that goal. Allowing time for setting goals, creating the strategies to reach those goals, having the measurables, and knowing who the responsible agents are all part of the process. According to Harvard Business Review, businesses with well-defined strategic plans are 63% more likely to outperform their competitors. And in another one of their studies, they found that 95% of employees don't understand their company strategy. This can create an uneasiness with those that work there. The question may even arise, what are we doing? Why are we doing it this way? How is this part of the business? Getting everyone to row together and row that boat together creates forward momentum and positive culture. Think about how well you plan a trip or vacation. Do you look at calendars, figure out best ways of getting to a location, financially determine the budget, length of stay, who's in charge while you're gone, what do you do in case of emergencies? What does a successful vacation look like to you? If you're saying it's been a while since your vacation because you can't take one, or why is that? What is holding you back? And do you find yourself planning better for your organization than yourself, or vice versa? And what happens to the plan once it's created? Harvard Business Review also says that 60 to 90% of strategic plans never fully launch. You have to be committed to getting it on paper and building a solid communication plan to get it out and understood. With all that said, now's the time to plan. Personal plans, business plans, and a review of plans to see if they are still current or even relevant. Know that internal and external changes are always happening. Having measurables created 3 years ago may not be what you should be determining your success for now. As I stated in our short pin moment culture building survey, episode 21. Surveying is important and plays a part on how clients and customers see you. This is one tool. Getting outside assistance, like a consulting firm that has experience in strategic planning, to coach and work with you, to review and or develop a plan, is also another tool. Remember, and like I said before, there is something said about not doing anything. However, it's not a long-term solution for growth and sustainability. Optimize the ability to plan will help you be successful both personally and professionally. Work that plan and plan that work and get that vacation in. Thank you for listening to this short pin moment. And until next time.
The Pin Leader podcast is hosted by Dr. Gore and brought to you by Mays & Associates Ltd., creating customized solutions for growth in the areas of leadership development, strategic planning, and culture building. Find out more at www.maysassociatesltd.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the Pin Leader podcast and share with others.